Starring Saturday Night Live alum Will Ferrell and Tina Fey in the two lead roles, Megamind is a familiar blend of films we've seen before, mixing together elements from The Incredibles and Despicable Me, for a surprisingly exciting 96 minutes. Ferrell stars in the title role as an evil supervillain who finds himself hopelessly lost after he finally kills his crime-fighting nemesis, Metro Man. Not one to sit around and rule Metro City, which he mistakenly refers to as Metrocity, with an evil fist, he instead decides to create his own hero to give him someone to fight against. Tina Fey voices local news reporter Roxanne Ritchie and portrays her Lois Lane damsel-in-distress character with a hilarious amount of unaffected sarcasm over her constant kidnappings, at one point even requesting that her frequent kidnapping card be stamped, only to be disappointed when Megamind informs her that they've since discontinued that program. The film showcases the interesting and often untold perspective of the villain, exploring the what-if scenario of the bad guys actually winning. By the second act, though, the film quickly descends back to a comfort zone of familiarity, becoming just another animated adventure film of good versus evil. Luckily, though, the action comedy never let up throughout the film, which besides thoroughly keeping my attention, did enough to distract me from the predictable plot. All of the characters here receive a good deal of depth, and their real-world counterparts do a fantastic job of bringing them to life with their respective performances. The film is funny too, and not just because of the slapstick humor you've seen a dozen times in the trailer, but rather from some refreshingly witty and clever lines of dialogue that certainly bring this movie above the bar of mediocrity. It's an exciting and gorgeously animated film that deserves to be seen in high definition if possible. DreamWorks isn't yet on par with Pixar, but this film is perhaps the closest they've come in recent memory. Megamind, refreshing family fun, if formulaic. Well, that's what I thought about the movie. Now let's see what you had to say in the YouTube comments. The Rate-O-Matic now to show us how we both scored Megamind. A 7 and an 8. This film was perhaps DreamWorks Animation's best film in years, but it's also very predictable. I thought it was cool. Most of you really enjoyed this film, able to overlook its shortcomings, scoring it a great.